Hello all, welcome to my class today. This is Salin here. I'm going to take the next medical surgical topic, that is chest injuries. So coming to the definition of chest injury, a chest injury is also known as chest trauma. It is any form of physical injury to the chest including ribs, heart and lungs. So when a person is due to accident or some falling down, he is getting injury to the ribs, heart and lungs, then we call it as chest injury. Next, coming to the classification of chest trauma is classified as blunt and penetrating trauma. Blunt trauma means there is a force of impact, that means patient will fall, but outside you cannot see a visible injury, but the some impact will be in the inner area. So like rib fractures and flyal chest. Flyal chest is also same like fracture, but multiple portions of the rib bones are broken. And next is the penetrating injury. So penetrating injury means where the injury is pierced through the skin and it causes visible bleeding. So it can be a pulmonary contusion. Laceration means tear. Contusion is also bleeding inside. And pneumothorax is air in pleural cavity, and hemothorax is blood in pleural cavity. So fracture rib means it is break in the continuity of the rib bone. So you can see the rib bones are broken here. Coming to flail chest, it is multiple rib fracture causing an unstable chest wall. Okay, that means because of the rib fracture, the inspiration and expiration, the chest wall moves oppositely. Okay, so it will not coincide with the lung movement, so patient will have breathing difficulty. Okay, pulmonary contusion is one form of penetrating trauma, that means bruise in the lung. Okay, so bruise means there is injury and there will be bleeding inside the lung. Next form of penetrating injury is pulmonary laceration. So it is a type of trauma where there is tear or cut in the lung tissue. So here you see a person is falling from the car and is getting a tear in the lungs. Next penetrating injury is pneumothorax. So it is the air filled in the pleural space. So because the air is filled in the pleural space, so the air compresses the lungs and the lungs are getting collapsed. The next condition is penetrating injury is hemothorax. So that means hemo means blood. So blood is accumulated in the pleural space. Coming to the causes of chest trauma, blunt injuries caused from motor vehicle accidents, falls and sports injuries. So motor vehicle means when you get any accident in the automobile. Falls is when you fall, or any sports related injuries, then blunt injury of the chest can occur. And penetrating injuries due to violence, that when some person fight with each other and with bullets and knife, they can get the penetrating injury. Now let's see each chest injury in detail. So first is fracture rib. So it is most common type of injury and it is caused due to least protected muscles. So the muscles are very less in the chest cavity. So it is very easily prone for fractures. And when ribs are fractured, they can also damage the pleura and lung. Clinical manifestation in fracture rib is pain at the site of injury and shallow breath. So that is due to pain, patient will not breathe very deeply. Okay, the management of fracture rib is adequate bed rest. So you have to tell the patient to take rest to reduce the pain, and strapping the chest with a binder to immobilize the rib movement. So they put a binder and support the chest so that excess rib movement will not be there. And opioid drugs like fentanyl or morphine to reduce pain. So these patients will have severe pain. So they will give either fentanyl or morphine. Flail chest, as discussed earlier, it is a rib fracture where there is multiple fractures so that the chest wall is unstable. Next, coming to the clinical manifestation of flail chest. So there is rapid shallow respiration, which means patient cannot take deep breaths due to pain and multiple fractures. The patient cannot take their breath deeply. And tachycardia, that means increased heart rate. So whenever lungs are affected, because heart is nearby and blood is coming through the from the heart to the lungs, patient lungs also will get, patient heart will also get problem, that is tachycardia. And there will be abnormal respiratory movement because the flail portion, or that is the broken bones, will start respiring in abnormal way, so patient chest movement will be abnormal. And crepitus is sound you heard on auscultation, it is because of the broken bones. Next, coming to the diagnostic findings of blunt injuries. So first is chest x-ray, which will show fracture bones, you can see here. And next is ABG, that is arterial blood gas analysis, which show hypoxemia, which means decreased oxygen in blood. Coming to management of flail chest. So first is adequate ventilation and supplemental oxygen therapy, that means you have to provide oxygen through a face mask. If the patient is still hypoxemic in face mask, then we can provide mechanical ventilation, so that is through a endotracheal, that is through orally you put an endotracheal tube into the airways and then connect it to a ventilator machine where ventilator will provide oxygenation of the lungs. Coming to penetrating injuries, pulmonary contusion, that means bruise in the lung tissue, and pulmonary laceration is tear or cut in the lung. Coming to the clinical manifestations of pulmonary contusion and laceration. So first is dyspnea, that means difficulty breathing. So because the lung is getting injured, patient will have breathing difficulty. Hemoptysis is blood in sputum. This is due to injury and blood is coming out. The cough will also come with sputum. And next is cyanosis, that means bluish discoloration of the body due to lack of oxygen, that is due to bleeding. There is no oxygen in the blood vessels. And rales is abnormal crackle sound heard during auscultation. This is because blood and air are beating in the lungs. And tachycardia is increased heart rate. So whenever there is problem in the lungs nearby heart cannot pump adequate oxygen, so heart will increase the pumping rate, so patient will go for tachycardia. And hypotension is decreased BP, so that is whenever there is bleeding and there is blood loss, the blood inside the blood vessels, there won't be pressure, there will be decreased pressure, that is called as hypotension. Next, coming to the management of pulmonary contusion and laceration, first is oxygen therapy with mechanical ventilator. So patient will have decreased oxygen, so you have to start with oxygen therapy. And fluid therapy with IV colloids and crystalloids. Colloids are high molecular weight fluids and crystalloids are ordinary normal saline and DNS. Okay, so these should be started in order to combat the fluid loss by bleeding. And continuous monitoring of vital signs, because patient is having difficulty breathing and also he is having increased heart rate, so these all have to be monitored to see whether person's condition is worsening. And respiratory therapy like breathing and coughing to remove the secretions from the throat. Okay, because copious amount of blood will be coming out in the lungs, so they can come in the form of secretion, so you have to remove it. And pain control with the help of analgesics. So these patients will have severe pain and it has to be treated with morphine or fentanyl. Okay, the next penetrating type of injury is pneumothorax and hemothorax. So in pneumothorax is again divided into so many types like chylothorax, which means lymphatic fluid in the pleural space. Hemothorax is blood in pleural space, and tension pneumothorax is caused by intrapleural pressures due to the nearby arteries, etc. They cause so many pressure inside. Thereby tension pneumothorax is caused. Pneumothorax is injury to the chest wall which causes air to enter into the pleural space, and closed pneumothorax is the air enters into the pleural space without any opening in the chest wall due to some diffusion of oxygen and gases into the pleural space. Next, coming to the causes of pneumothorax and hemothorax, there can be injury to the lungs from broken ribs or due to any catheter procedures or when we do a mechanical ventilation. So these all will cause pressure inside the lung and they can rupture the pleural chest wall, and the air or blood can enter inside the pleural space. Okay, next coming to the clinical manifestation of pneumothorax, the patient will have shallow rapid respiration. This is because pleural space is filled with air or blood and the patient cannot take enough breathing, so deep breaths will not be there. And dyspnea is difficulty in breathing, again due to collapse of the lung due to excess fluid or air in the pleural space. And chest pain, again due to the increased pressure, patient will have pain in the chest. And cough is whenever patient is having hemothorax, the blood and sputum will mix and come out, so patient will have cough. And also hemoptysis, which is blood in sputum. And hair hunger is patient will have increased effort for breathing, that is patient say like that, patient will have a increased or labor breathing. And tracheal shift to the unaffected side, because one side of the lung is getting collapsed, the other side the trachea will shift because more of air is entering through the other side. To the diagnostic findings of penetrating injuries, so they do a chest x-ray, ultrasound chest, CT scan chest, these all will show there is some accumulation of fluid or air in the pleural space. And ABG analysis is arterial blood gas analysis, which will show hypoxemia because there is lack of oxygen to the blood due to compression or collapse of the lungs. Okay, next is management of pneumo and hemothorax. So the first procedure they do is thoracentesis. Thoracentesis is aspiration of fluid from the pleural cavity. So that is we can aspirate air or blood or fluid. So air is always floats high. So in the 1 and 2 intercostal space, in case of pneumothorax, they will remove the air In case of blood or fluid, in the 5th and 6th intercostal space, we have to insert a needle and drain the fluid. And the patient will be connected to a continuous drainage system. So especially in case of fluid or blood, we have to connect them into the bottle like drainage system, so that the continuously fluid will drain into this bottle. And we have to provide oxygen therapy for mechanical ventilation. So because patients will not have oxygen, so we have to provide oxygen therapy. Then coming to the surgical management, which is first is partial fluorectomy. This is removal of the partial pleura. So that is due to air or some fluid is getting accumulated. So when you remove the partial pleura, they won't get accumulated. So half of the pleura will be removed. Next is pleurodesis, which means a sclerosing agent is injected into the pleural cavity to adhere the pleural membranes. That means in between the parietal and the visceral pleura there is a pleural space. So this pleural space, they will inject the sclerosing agent so that both the space will get adhered, and thereby no more fluid or air gets accumulated inside. Finally, a thoracotomy is done. So this is surgical exploration of the thoracic cavity, so that they will identify wherever injury is there, wherever fracture is there. So what all the problem is there, that area will be identified, and they will stop if there is any bleeding, and they will treat the problems. That is called as thoracotomy. Other than this, nursing management will be same as that of any post-operative patient. You have to monitor vital signs, arrest the bleeding, and also we have to see the comfort of the patient and oxygen therapy and nutrition, diet, medications according to doctor's advice. Thank you.